Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. No injury report today because the team was off yesterday, so let's get right to the audio portion of the show. The big question this week is, of course, rest versus rust. How is Kyle Shanahan going to handle that decision going into a meaningless Week 18 game against the Rams? Well, we may have gotten a clue with Deebo Samuel on Up and Adams yesterday.
Definitely want to keep the floor going, but you also want to give your body a rest. So I feel like we'll play this game for a good bit just to keep the groove going and not, take too much time off. I feel like we're going to be going this week, like as in practicing hard and continue to do the things that we do. We just got to keep building and, we haven't played our best ball yet. So we just got to continue to get better and better each day.
So you're going to play?
Yeah, for sure.
It's sounding more and more like we are going to see some starters for at least a few series in Week 18. Of course, we never know, but that's what it looks like right now. Now, let's get to Fred Warner, who was a guest on KNBR, and he was talking about the moment he knew Brock Purdy was a little bit different from most rookies.
Usually with a rookie quarterback and, as a leader of the team, you want to usually go up to him and let him know, like, hey, you don't got to do anything too big. You just kind of go out there, do your thing. But for, all season long, I saw something in him from a poise standpoint. And I was like, you know what? I really don't feel the need to say anything to him because I feel like he's got it. And like he showed that through and through last year. And I mean, just continuing to do that this season, he's been amazing.
One more from Warner now, and I give the guys on KNBR credit for asking this. Hey, Fred, you are the team leader in missed tackles. What's up with that?
Stats don't always tell the truth, the whole story, right? I think, some missed tackles are valid. There's times where I got to bring my feet. I'm leaving my feet on contact, or I'm not wrapping a guy up. Super valid. There's other ones where I'm trying my hardest. I'm running from one side of the field to the other. I'm trying to lay out to make a tackle for my team, and I don't make it just because I'm playing hard or I'm trying to really decleat a guy, and I just happen to miss. So I'm not really overly concerned with that. I think the thing about it is, even though there are those missed tackles, I'm still on track to break my career high in tackles this upcoming game. It's like, am I really just not making the tackle? Like I for sure it's something that I have to improve on, but at the same time, I think I'm always in the right position. I got to just make sure I'm being smarter in some of those situations.
Some of the missed tackles have been bad, no doubt. But I think sometimes, like Fred was saying, he gets dinged for missing tackles that other linebackers wouldn't even be able to attempt because they're not fast enough to get where Fred Warner gets. And to the Niners' credit, they've done a much better job of that recently. They only missed 3 tackles against the Commanders last week. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday. Bill Barnwell of ESPN made his all-pro picks. He has a list of an all-pro at every single position. A couple of Niners are on that list. And there's one really interesting nugget about George Kittle. And don't get mad that I spoiled that George Kittle's on the list. Who else at tight end is going to be the all-pro except George Kittle? But if you want to read it, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, Kyle Shanahan's press conference. Today is the first practice of the week, so we should get a much better idea of who we're going to see in that Rams game. Kyle speaks at 11:35 a.m. Pacific time today. They stream it on YouTube. They stream it on Twitter, I believe, also. We'll have the best clips for you in tomorrow's 49ers in 5 as well. So don't sweat it if you happen to miss it. One thing you may have missed, the 49ers opponents for 2024 are almost out. This is courtesy of Nick Wagoner of ESPN. A couple things still have to be finalized, but the home opponents for the 49ers in 2024, of course, the 3 division games, then Chicago, Detroit, the Jets, the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the winner of the NFC East, either Dallas or Philly. The away teams, 3 division opponents again, Green Bay, Minnesota, Miami, Buffalo, and the winner of the NFC South. That is a tough road schedule next year for the 49ers. I know. We got a long way to go before we get there. We don't know what the teams are going to look like, yada, yada, yada. I just like to know this stuff as soon as it comes out, so I thought I would pass it along to you. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to the Gold Standard YouTube channel as well. Click the little bell. You'll get notified every time we go live. We are live every single weekday, including today when I will be live with Grant Cohn, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll talk about the Commanders game. We'll talk about what is to come and just the season as a whole. One of the most incredible and historic seasons in 49ers history. Please join us for that. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.